extreme exploring here after a bit of a hiatus. I'm here with my friend Bill. He actually,
Railroad Productions.
that is the name of his YouTube channel. If you could give him a subscription, I am going to put that in the link below. He does a lot of cool things with railroads, and obviously implied in his name. But we are at the Horseshoe Curve today. We are going to take a ride, I'm guessing, probably on the inclined plane up, or we're going to walk up, and we're going to hope we get to see a train. But regardless, Bill's going to give us some history. Bill's going to give us some information. Bill's an expert on all of this, so he's going to give us a lot of information here in a little bit, and we're going to get some shots for you. We're going to go in the gift shop. Face masks required. We do respect businesses. All right. Hi. So you guys can see there's typically an incline here. Fortunately, it is shut down due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We are going to go into the museum portion. See, there's a lot of history here. Throwback, we actually went to the coke ovens. That was a video we did earlier. That's what they were. Did you ever see that video? We went to those before.
Oh, really?
They still exist. Yeah, like a mile away from here. We went in those before, which was cool. So look, it all pulls together. Yeah, here's this. This is so cool. Fun fact. Adolf Hitler had the Altoona Horseshoe Curve on his list of places to bomb. I think it was number 3, correct?
Yep.
Yep, it was number 3. So there is a lot of even World War II history associated with the Horseshoe Curve. So Bill, do you want to give us a little bit of history? I already said about it was 1854.
Yeah. So ever since it was constructed in 1854, it's been serving 4 railroads, including the Pennsylvania Railroad from 1854 to 1969. After that, Pennsy was taken over by Penn Central, considered one of America's largest bankruptcies ever in history. And then, after the huge decline in freight traffic in the Northeast, especially, the federal government stepped in to create Consolidated Road Corporation, now once known as Conrail. And then and that was from 1976 to 1999, after Norfolk Southern took over 58% of Conrail, with CSX taking over the remaining 42%. Here at the Horseshoe Curve, you see Norfolk Southern trains, and that's the timeline of Horseshoe Curve.
Awesome. Well, we typically take the incline because I wanted to kind of get some videos from that.
Yeah.
But due to the nature of the pandemic, I guess we are not allowed. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a hike. It's actually better. I need to get some fat off me, get some workout going in here, get the work in. So we're going to go. Can we exit this way?
I guess we'll
Go this way. Okay. But yeah, I can get a picture of this. I guess you can call it like a gala, kind of. It's pretty nice. So. Del Grosso's. What is this? World famous horseshoe curve. Let's take a look at this. Hi. Hey, you too. Thank you. Look at this. All these people that have come here from Europe. All these people that have come here from, obviously, America. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of northeastern people here. I think we're well represented.
Oh, yes.
I think Virginia and Pennsylvania, look if they're there, well represented. But you can see people from all over the country, people from all over the world come here, hence the name, the world famous Horseshoe Curve. These videos. We should get a picture of that thing, too.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get that at the end, though. We're good, unless you want to. I don't really care. I'll follow you, Bill. But yeah, you can see it's very nice here. A lot of nice architecture all around here.
And the sun just came out, so perfect.
Yeah, it's really nice. Sun's out, guns out.
Not too hot.
But you can see there's just a stairway here. I'm probably not going to record the entire thing. Here we are. We made it to the top. Also, what ties into our old video, the tunnel down there where we saw the ghost. The tunnel tunnel down there. Bill, I don't know if you've ever done that.
Oh, I've done it before. In fact, my roommate has a EVP recorder.
So Bill, how big is the Horseshoe Curve? How long does this run?
I'd say I don't have an exact amount, but distance from that end to that end, let's say a good amount. But what I could say is that as trains are climbing westbound this way, they're climbing an 11%, climbing a 1% grade. And for those of you who don't know what a railroad grade is, what a railroad grade is, it's for every 100 feet going forward, you're going up 1 feet in elevation.
Cool.
And again, westbound, 1% grade.
Nice.
And then
You can see this incline plane is not as cool as the Johnstown one we also visited. I'm realizing we have a lot of videos that kind of tie together now.
Mm-hmm.
But here we are. It's the top of the Horseshoe Curve.
Yeah.
I don't think... See, there's a rail car. And Bill, what did you say they were trying to restore?
The museum, the Horseshoe Curve in the Railroaders Memorial Museum is working on restoring a steam locomotive that originally served on the Pennsylvania Railroad. Pennsylvania Railroad number 1361. Right now it's currently under restoration at the Railroaders Memorial Museum's roundhouse, where there's actually 4 Juniata shop workers, current shop worker employees that are actually putting their volunteer time towards the restoration. And if you want to support the restoration of the 1361, help bring Pennsylvania's official state steam locomotive back to life, be sure to go to www.railroadcity.com and make your donations, because once the steam locomotive restoration is complete, it'll be traveling all across the state of Pennsylvania, not only as an excursion engine, but also to educate the public of Pennsylvania's railroad pass.
Yes. Yes, and we're very lucky for the railroad in this area. Unfortunately, it has dwindled. But back at Altoona, Pennsylvania's peak, there were about 82,000 people that lived here in the 30s. We do want to bring back the population. What's good is that Interstate 99 has a lot of different ways to get in here, so we have had a lot of retail and service businesses come in, so that's helped out a lot. But as I said, we used to be a huge railroad city. The railroad still exists here, Norfolk Southern. It's nothing like it used to be though, so unfortunately a lot of people moved out. But like I said, we will make sure we get by. Altoona will survive. And there's a lot of history here, a lot of history in central Pennsylvania in general, but there's a lot of railroad history here, which is really nice. You can see there's a squirrel. Dude, imagine actually building this.
There's some buildings
The Tanning Point. That's not here, is it?
A railroad station, what it looks like.
Yeah.
So yeah, there were railroad stations here at one time. Back then, obviously don't see them anymore.
It's all commercial now. There's not any like individuals can get on here.
Yeah.
So they've changed a little bit, but hey, that's everything in life. Everything changes.
Back then, there was no fence here. This was all open.
Wow.
It was easy to just get on the tracks from here. But
Yeah.
now,
But yeah.
railroad has increased their security for over a century now, just to keep people safe. And because railroads are still dangerous to be around, a lot more dangerous back then. But they're huge machines that are just more than just the weight of a locomotive is more than just a few elephants.
That's true.
So you don't want to
get in the way.
You don't want to get in the way of that.
I mean, you can see how big this locomotive is right here.
Yeah, it gives you an idea of how big these trains
It's a
are.
big boy. Pennsylvania 7048. Looks like there's probably some information on it. That'd be cool if they let you in like this one. Kind of take a tour, you know what I mean? That'd be cool.
And also, fun fact, this is where the K4 was originally on display up until 1985, when they removed it from the Horseshoe Curve property, sent it to the Juniata shops, specifically the Altoona car shop, for it to be restored operation. Unfortunately, the 1361's excursion career was only shortened by a year due to some mechanical issues on one of the bearings on one of the axles, unfortunately. So hopefully, but there is a plan. There has been a few plans to restore the locomotive, but they haven't been successful. But there is a new push since 2018 to bring the steam locomotive back to life. We have Bennett Levin, who's the owner of 2 Pennsylvania Railroad E8 locomotive streamliners. Those of you who aren't familiar with those, and then Rick Mormon, who's a former CEO of both Norfolk Southern and Amtrak. So with big money, they'll definitely help bringing the K4 locomotive back to life. Again, this is Pennsylvania's official state steam locomotive, making it a bigger deal when it gets back in operation.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you for that information, Bill. I told you he's super knowledgeable. It's good to have him here. I'm glad he's here. But we do have some information here.
And this is what the K4 looks like when you can zoom in on that photo right there.
And you see it has the logo right there.
Keystone number plate.
Yeah, Keystone, Conrail right beside it. Probably from like the 80s, that picture. Probably 80s or 90s.
That's got to be from the 80s.
Yeah, it looks like an 80s picture. That's probably from like the 60s or 70s. That's older, maybe 50s.
1980, somewhere.
When it was removed in 1980, maybe just an older picture is possible. But yeah, there's a lot of cool history here. Let's get a round by of this. There's also picnic tables. Dude, I love the scenery here too.
Oh yeah, and definitely the best time to come here for you folks is during the fall, because not only have the trains, but you're surrounded by fall colors, and it's just the picture is much more beautiful. And it sounds like we got a train coming westbound, so
okay,
we'll
station up here, please.
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, so this train's going westbound, and I don't know if you can hear it, but this engine's actually working hard.
Probably.
Because like I said, this horseshoe curve going westbound is a 1% grade. Remember, every 100 feet forward, 1 foot increase in elevation.
Yes.
So here it comes.
Here it comes. I'm gonna get a picture of the scenery real quick, just because it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. Central Pennsylvania is a gorgeous place, despite what the haters say. Look at these mountains. It's beautiful. You can't say it's not beautiful.
And we got a heritage unit.
What's that?
I'll explain to you further, but right now we'll.
Okay, so we are watching a heritage unit come up. It is red, which is cool. There's a 24-hour live stream of this too.
Yep.
All right, here we go. They made this before the Civil War was even fought. The whole way over there. I am going to run this just because I want people who are not familiar with trains to understand a sliver of what the horseshoe curve used to be like. I'm sure, Bill, during World War II, I'm sure this was like this all the time.
Yep.
It's obviously not World War II, thankfully.
Traffic was a lot more busy during World War II era.
Yes, so it's obviously not World War II, thankfully. Let's hope we never have another World War. But you can see it was like this all the time, just a lot busier. train industry going a lot less. It's a lot less relevant than it was before. It's still very, very relevant around here. There's still a lot of people employed by Norfolk Southern. It's still part of our economy, and it's absolutely embedded into the history of Altoona, Pennsylvania. One of the most notable things of the history of this great city that I live in and call home. So, anything else you want to add, Bill?
So, that red locomotive that you just saw is a heritage unit painted by Norfolk Southern. So in 2012, Norfolk Southern celebrated their 30 years of service by painting 20 locomotives. So that locomotive you saw is actually one of the 20 locomotives that they're representing predecessor railroads that are now part of Norfolk Southern.
Wow.
That one you just saw is number 8114, and it's to honor the original Norfolk Southern Railroad that was originally a Carolina coastal railroad that served southern Virginia and eastern North Carolina. And there should be a list. There should be a link that if you just look up Norfolk Southern Heritage Units, Google it. You actually can get a nice picture of them sitting at a huge roundhouse over at the North Carolina Transportation Museum in Spencer.
Nice. Well, yes, it's just inconceivable to think that they built this in 1854. So that was before the Civil War was even fought.
Yep.
That was before the Civil War was even fought.
Right.
They built this in 1854. So just think about it. Abraham Lincoln wasn't even president yet.
Yeah.
A lot of Americans probably didn't even know who that was.
This is even 15 years before the U.S. built the Transcontinental Railroad.
Wow.
So this
is like the birthplace.
Back.
And Bill, tell them a little bit about Norfolk Southern, what you told me in the car.
So Norfolk Southern today is a Class 1 railroad that serves the northeastern, southeastern, and midwestern portions of the United States. They own 20,000 miles of track, serving 22 states, including Washington, D.C., and the system stretches from Massachusetts to Jacksonville, Florida. They stretch from east to west from Virginia to all the way to Kansas City, Missouri. So very large system. They also serve major cities including Chicago, Atlanta. They're actually in the process of moving their corporate headquarters to Atlanta, as a matter of fact. Birmingham, Louisville, Roanoke, Virginia. Now if you head into Altoona, where there's a large locomotive shop complex, that is their major shop complex, which Matt might have mentioned that the railroad still employs a good amount of people in Altoona, part of the Altoona economy. Even the Altoona shops have been around, or just as old as the Horseshoe Curve.
Wow.
And it's still being used by Norfolk Southern. Norfolk Southern saves I've taken a tour of the Juniata shops last fall, and from the shop, according to the shop foreman, they actually save like about at least $200 to $500,000 to rebuild a locomotive and do the shop work themselves instead of having to contract GE to do it, or Progress Rail.
Nice.
To maintain locomotives. So Norfolk Southern saves a lot of money by maintaining locomotives at the Juniata shops. And the railroads, even all four railroads that I mentioned earlier: Conrail, Penn Central, Pennsylvania Rail.
Well, you can see, yes, this has serviced a lot of people, and it's had quite a big purpose, I'd say, throughout history.
Oh,
very significant purpose
especially
throughout history.
The railroad industry.
Yeah.
As an old saying goes, the Altoona was the railroad, and the railroad is Altoona.
Very true. It's very true. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Bill, loves the information. Thank you so much. Subscribe to this man, Transcontinental Railroad Productions.
That's correct.
Subscribe to him. I'm going to put him in the link in the subscription. Make sure you subscribe. Bill, thank you for coming. And I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you could please like, please share, please subscribe to my channel. I would deeply, deeply and greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you're from Altoona, I hope you got some new information. If you're not from the area, I hope you got a decent idea of how great it is and one of the many things that we enjoy and appreciate here about our history. So thank you guys so much, and have a wonderful day, and stay safe during the pandemic. God bless.